Waitrose challenged me to come up with a dish on the spot using leftovers and a couple of their new-in products. I knew I had some leftover mash and also knew I wanted to make a pancake flatbready thing to sit under something delicious. While I had a think, I made a super quick batter with some strong flour for chewy body, cracked in a couple of eggs, loosened with milk and beat everything together. I added baking powder for flavour and suppleness. I added my leftover mash, then folded through black sesame seeds. At this point I had two thoughts. The sesame seeds reminded me of Korean food and I knew I had some complementary ingredients in. The mix also reminded me of waffles with fried chicken and syrup. I knew I had chicken in, but only breasts, which can dry out in a fried context. I cut them into thick pieces to get around this before dusting them with flour and plenty of salt, as I now knew I wanted to coat them in the breadcrumb. Next, I cracked a couple of eggs into a bowl, then beat them with Waitrose's new-in hot honey gochujang for a nod to both Korean and chicken with syrup flavour profiles. This was the point at which I realised I didn't have enough breadcrumbs, so I whizzed up some bread, got the crumbs into a tray before coating the chicken first in the egg, then in the crumbs. I was inspired by a ranch-style dressing that you might have with buffalo wings, as things were going in a similar direction. So I chopped up a load of chives, got them into a bowl, then added creme fraiche for creamy acidity and mayo for body. I got oil into a frying pan, then added butter for a touch of richness and eventual nutty flavour. I fried the batter in a couple of batches until golden before flipping, repeating and finishing them off in the oven. I was pretty sure at this point that I wanted the chicken to sit somewhere between Korean fried chicken and buffalo wings to complement a chewy potato cake. So I made a buffalo style glaze with the nutty butter left in the pan and more hot honey gochujang. To cook the chicken, I fried it off in plenty of oil over a medium heat. Once golden, I seasoned it liberally with Waitrose's new-in salt and pepper seasoning before finishing them off in the oven while I had to think about how to add a bit more veg to the dish. I shredded up some cabbage as I realised the dressing could also form the base for quick slaw. I spooned it over the cabbage and shook everything up to soften the veg a bit and just have a super clean process. Once the chicken was cooked, I spooned over the sticky glaze and was super happy with how things were shaping up. To serve, I plated up the pancakes, topped with loads of my crunchy sharp slaw, topped with the chicken, more sesame seeds and got stuck in.